right. Thanks for joining. Let's get this thing rocking. All right. All right. Thanks for joining up. Thanks for checking out Real Estate Lunchbox. All right. All right. And I'm going to get everything rolling for you guys right now. You know, I'm a one man show. I'm a one man show. One man show.
Bluetooth disconnected.
One man show. And I enjoy being that one man show. Yep. I'm going to get this rocking in just a little bit. Boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got a bunch of good things to talk about. We got a bunch of good things going on. Yep. Listen, this is not just about real estate. I tell you guys, this is not just about real estate. I love talking about everything and anything that has to do with us, that has to do with the real estate market. That's just life, period. You know, there's a lot of interesting things going on right now. We are in a different place that we've ever been in our country. And I believe that we need to document this and document it hard, you know? A lot of crazy things that are going on in our country. And I can tell you one thing. I'm here to bring it to you. This is Leon. I'm with Real Estate Lunchbox. We come in Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I've been playing with the schedule to see what fits best. Whole point of the show, talk about everything real estate and everything that's around real estate and just some funny stuff. Because real estate is an interesting thing. I feel like a lot of people make this stuff boring. They I guess they want to captivate you with the level of their intelligence. But I tell you, I've been a broker for 18 years and I don't want to captivate you with my intelligence. It's boring. A broker for 18 years, a real estate investor, private money lender. We lend money. Yes, we do. So if you're looking for a deal, if you need some money, some capital, we do that also. Mm. Guys, I've been wholesaling. I've been fix and flipping. I've worked traditional real estate. I've done commercial. Done commercial. Yeah. 18 years in the business. And even 18 years, out of those 18 years, man, I think I was only full time. I started getting full time. I was full time when I first started back in 2006, you know. Then I went and worked in corporate America as a sales manager, sales, door to door sales, and then later as a sales manager. So I've seen a lot of different things in there and then came back to real estate where we crushed it. And me and my wife, we bought our first rental property back in 2015, 2014, you know. And since then, every opportunity to get my hands into the investing and creative side, I've done it. So, Real Estate Lunchbox is right now, I know I do these streams, and we talk about important issues, but I also try to drop some advice in the middle of this because the fact is, a lot of people have no idea on how to actually move real estate. And there's a lot of interesting people out here doing real estate. And we eventually want to be able to share those interesting people with you. Yeah, we want to do that. Want you to know that you can make money doing real estate. And real estate is a good business to be a part of. So first one we're gonna start with. What we're gonna start with first. Let's start with this housing market because this is a real estate show. And first thing I want to do is start with this housing market. Mm. Very interesting. Very interesting. This housing market is interesting. Very interesting. Baby boomers are making out like bandits. Never before has there been a 40%. Well, I'm going to let them tell you. This is Fox News. Let's talk about these baby boomers out here. They're making away like bandits. Give me $5, baby boomers. Give me $5.
Baby boomers are holding on to their homes and aging into debt-free home ownership. More than 40% of homeowners now own their homes outright. That is the highest share ever recorded. And the number is only growing, and it's making young people hate you. Get out, sell your house, downgrade, so there's more inventory, so young people can actually have a home to buy.
So you think the problem is maybe that is why there's so few people. I can't tell you how many school districts in Long Island have tons of people, but they're running out of students. And they're shrinking and they're condensing on schools because I asked, why is that? The traffic's never been worse. The people are here. It's a desirable location. And they say because people are choosing not to go to Florida, not to move out. They're choosing to stick around. And then that causes a glut. Prices stay high. And therefore, students come out and they go to University of North Carolina, let's say, and they're not coming home. They stick out. So I don't know if I blame people for owning their house and staying here. I think we need a new game plan.
I'm just being ugly.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, no, I know. I'm not taking it.
I don't think we need a new game plan. It's playing out the way it's supposed to. You're supposed to buy your house, pay it off, and retire debt-free with that house. You don't need a new game plan. See, they're advocating for young people to actually find and get a place, but they really need to talk to the builders because the builders are sitting on the land. You don't want the old folks to die and then take their property. It's going to go to their children. They're supposed to live like that. And they're supposed to live like that so our country, doesn't have to turn around and supplement them and subsidize them to actually live free. Yeah, it's about time that happens. We're seeing what is supposed to happen when you own a home.
But it is a huge problem, and I am expressing and jump ball at how younger people feel.
Yeah. Don't we need more houses? Let's start building.
You can talk about building, but where? You're not going to build where, in your area, where are they going to build? You got to rip something down if you want to put up something new. People want to live, say, Garden City, if you're talking about Long Island, and it requires people to move out of existing homes.
Part of the reason they're not moving out of their existing homes, though, and I hear this from people so many times, is, well, where am I going to go? And there are many places that you could go, but prices are so high that even if you get, a pretty penny for your house, which has appreciated, and you own it outright, and you don't necessarily have to get a mortgage, you're still going to be paying a high dollar to trade for something else. And ultimately, that's why people decide, I'm just going to stay put.
By the way, I have 3 properties, and before I was even making TV money, the kind that this guy grew up with,
he's about to start bragging on what he's doing. Okay. We're in a buyer's market right now. They're speaking about a seller type of market, which is a hybrid of what we have. No, it's a straight buyer's market. Because when they're sitting on those properties, the inventory is still large. And next Wednesday, we're going to go over the numbers with inventory, starting from Atlanta nationally. Because inventory is sitting on the market much longer than it has in the past. And we've seen an influx of a lot of inventory coming onto the market. Properties going pending and not closing, okay? And the deals falling apart before they actually get there. Or the buyers decide they want to do something else. Buyers are being picky because it's a lot more houses for them to choose from, a lot more inventory for them to choose from. So this 40% mortgage-free situation for baby boomers, more than anything, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And if you're not at 40% and you're sitting on a 2% interest rate, keep it. The more that you can do it, the better it is. What's up, Kevin Jefferson? What's going on, man? What's up, bro? Keep it. Keep it. Don't mess around and sell that 2%, 3% rate. Don't do that. But at 40% home ownership, debt-free, this is the goal. This is what they considered the American dream, right? The American dream is not what you think it is. It's not. It's not. It's not. So they're going to sit here, and I saw a little bit of this, but I think what interests me the most out of this is that never before have we ever had these highs of debt-free home ownership. Never before. Now, if I'm an investor, if I'm a wholesaler, if I'm a creative guy getting out there looking for deals, I'm going to ring one of these guys up and say, hey, give me an owner finance deal. Give me an owner finance deal where I can come in, finance the house for you, put down 10%, 15%, 20%. You give me a 6, 5.5 interest rate, and I pay you amortized over a 30 or 20 or even a 15-year period of time, or a year period. So now you can make money off of that debt-free asset, and I can take advantage of not having to go to the bank to get a loan. That's creative financing. That's the stuff that I love doing, and I know that going into 2026, we're going to have so many opportunities to do it. And if you have no idea on what to do, you better like, subscribe, and follow this channel, because I'm going to talk about that like fire. Because I believe a lot of these creative investor gurus, and I told you, I've been in this thing for 18 years. I've seen these gurus come and go, man. I learned how to wholesale out of a book from Dan Graziosi, I think his name is. But these investor guys, they're not going to tell you that, or they're going to charge you 10, 20,000 to sit down with them for them to tell you what I just told you. Listen, this is a good thing. This is a great thing for investors that want to do that and then turn around and rent it. See, investors can be the bridge in taking these properties to that, in taking care of, fixing, would be the best word, the housing crisis, the housing deficit, the quality of housing deficit. Investors can be that if they know how to structure the deal correctly. If they know how to. So this is not a bad thing. If anything, this is a great thing. It's great for the homeowners who have a 40-year, who have a debt-free mortgage. It's great for the guy who knows how to set up the transaction and put the deal together. Okay? And it's awesome. It's awesome for the homeowner that in turn wants to buy that house or rent that house. Why? Because the investor can rent that out, or they can turn around and say, listen, I put 15,000 or 15% down, or 10%. Let's say an investor puts 10% down. The homeowner's in with them. Oh, it's great. They're expecting a 30-year. The investor turns around and he offers it lease purchase out to someone else that wants to buy the house, and they got to put their bag together. But their down payment is 15% or 20%. Now the investors doubled their down payment that they put down. They doubled the money. Doubled the money. And after the money's doubled, they rent it out, or not rent it out, lease purchase it out, or they sell it as a lease purchase. They do some type of lease purchase creative deals. There's multiple ways to do it. That's why I'm like this. And the person buys it. Now we got another piece of property on the market. We got another homeowner that was looking, couldn't find stuff because of the inventory. And when they buy it, whether they buy it 3 months, 4 months, 4 years down the line, that money is going to get paid to an investor. Investor's going to pay off the homeowner, who's the bank. You get what I'm saying? Being the bank is what they don't teach. Or when they teach it, they try to make you pay a bunch of money to learn it. You don't learn how to structure it to be the bank. I told you, I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to keep plugging. This is a shameless deal. I've done these deals before. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow me, because I will be showing that. I'm probably going to do something like that. I'll probably create a Patreon and do something like that, because I don't like the way that people are going to be looking for money in 2026, and these opportunities are out there. I was reading a story about a mom who sat on her couch, and I did that for a year too, and did wholesale deals. Somebody told her how to do it. She learned how to do it. Now she was able to supplement her current job, or however she was making her money, and quit it. And now she's doing 6 figures wholesale. Say it's impossible. I tell you, it's not impossible. But one thing is possible is that these houses that are sitting there, they're going to continue to live in them, and then they're going to die. That's not just possible. It's something that's going to happen. It's going to take place. And their children are going to want to sell it. And guess what? You need to be in that position to speak to them about it and create generational wealth for your family and their family. Guys, this is not going to be rocket science. This is going to be the thing that will help shift the ground underneath you and change your circumstance. When everybody else is sitting back crying, you said, I decided to be a creator and do it. Get out there and put something on the line. A lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. But this 40%, great, awesome. I expect to see a ton of people doing dials, a ton of people doing mailers, a ton of people who advertise on Zillow. And this is a great spot, man. I know a guy, great dude, great investor. When he told me how he was doing it, I thought it was crazy. He's going to Zillow and getting owner finance deals, but he built his portfolio doing just that. So I know after we sat down and he showed me, I said, doggone. I'm an agent, and a lot of agents don't even know how to do this. They don't know how to do this. But if you decided you wanted to show up to this stream, or you want to watch this, you want to learn how to do it, like and follow me, yo.
Congratulations, well done.
You just opened the bag, and it's a bag that's so deep, trust me. Next story. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on with this next one. Because, boy, I tell you, this is
Tonight in our deep dive, move over 30-year mortgage. The Trump administration is moving forward with the plan to introduce a 50-year fixed-rate mortgage, a reform officials believe could make homeownership more feasible for millions of Americans amid soaring prices and affordability concerns. Now, President Trump first floated the idea Saturday on social media, but not everyone is a fan. Critics warn extending mortgages that long, it can essentially result in people paying far more interest and potentially trap borrowers in debt for a lifetime. Alex Jaquez is Chief of Policy and Advocacy at Groundwork Collaborative and previously served on the White House National Economic Council. Alex, thank you for joining us. Now, extending a mortgage from 30 to 50 years, it could potentially drop the monthly payment, but there are drawbacks. What are they?
That's right. So Trump is obviously trying to find an answer on affordability for housing, which right now we're seeing one of the worst housing markets that we've seen in recent times. And so the 50-year mortgage is a play to...
Okay. So y'all first of all, I can hear it already. Leon, you said this is going to be a great market, and this is the great market 2026, and he's saying it's the worst market. It is bad for the ignorant. If you're dumb and you don't know anything about real estate, it's bad for you. If you just own a home and you just bought a piece of property because you needed a roof over your head, but you never took the time to look at your rate and what that means, if it's fixed, or you didn't do any deep dive to it, you don't know that your taxes are going to go up based on appreciation, it sucks for you. You're the one that it sucks for, okay? People who are educated, it doesn't suck. Because you thought that the market was awesome in 2020, and I saw a lot of investors jumping in. They got to do fix and flips, man. They like, yo, this is our time. This is what we do. No, money's made when things are shitty. I said that. Money's made when things are just terrible and when they're bad. That's when money's made. Some of the top blue chip companies that we know of started during the Great Depression. And I don't want to get away from this. But he's about to talk about how bad, and I haven't even seen this. I can see it already, okay? I haven't even looked at this. My first time looking at how bad this 50-year mortgage plan is. When he's done, I'm going to tell you how good it is.
lower people's monthly mortgage payments. But the downside is, especially early on, all of that payment will be going to interest. And of course, since you're paying over 50 years and not over 30 years, you're going to be paying off that mortgage for a lot longer. So the details are still to be worked out, but it looks to be like the president's looking for a quick fix to a market that is fundamentally broken right now.
Now, besides a potentially lower monthly payment, are there any other potential advantages for homeowners?
Well, if you're refinancing, you lock in a low rate for a long period of time, like those who managed to refinance when interest rates were low during the post-COVID era. Locking in those rates for a 50-year time period can, of course, be advantageous. Of course, most people do not spend 30 or 50 years in their home and tend to refinance or sell after 7 to 9 years. And so there would clearly be a lot of buying and selling within that 50-year period, but it's hard to estimate exactly how this new mortgage product would impact the market right now, given that housing starts are so low, given that the sales turnover right now is so low, and that consumers are extremely depressed. We saw consumer sentiment numbers last week that were the second lowest recorded of all time. So families are not buying right now.
Now,
All right. So consumer sentiment, yeah, it is low. Like I said, for the average consumer wanting to buy a house or wanting to actually sell a house. No understanding of the market. But for you guys that show up at Real Estate Lunchbox, you have the advantage. Okay? This 50-year mortgage is nothing but a choice. And the problem is they roll it out, or they're speaking about it, and they're creating doom and gloom already. But if I amortize a $300,000 mortgage over 50 years, that's a lot of money paid to the bank, but that's a lower monthly payment depending on what your goal is. And you do not have to do 50 years. Some people will do this 50 years. Some people will do the 15 years. Some people will do the 20, 30 years. If you can do the 15-year and you can make that payment work, I always say do it and make it work. Get in and get out. But if you know you're going to be selling that home, okay, probably in the next 5 years, you may want to look at that product. Now, granted, if you're going to pay your payment, you got to consider that most of your money is going to go towards your interest during that time. But if you need the mobility, if you just want to sit on a property and you want to rent it out, if you know you're going to move and you just want this starter home to be something that you have it set up for rent, think about how the rental rates will go up. And you will have a fixed rate on a 50-year that stays low. And your renters now will come in and they will pay you based on what the rental rate is at that time. So what does that mean for you? Cash flow. Because money right now is a piece of paper, guys. Trust, it's a piece of paper. Money's trash. The debt system to actually using debt to actually buy these assets, structuring it should be the most important thing. That should be what you know. Not that you get the lowest rate, not that you're in it for 5 years, not that you're in it for 4, not any of that other stuff. Come on, man. If you can get in and you get it and your payment is much lower, you need to plot from your entrance. And this is what we do in real estate. This is what investors do. Investors have to have exit strategies. I've had so many investors I've spoken to, dealt business with. Think about it. 18 years, dude, I've done hundreds of homes. Come on now. Don't play your boy. Okay? Don't play your boy. Can I get a round of applause? I mean, yeah. It hurts sometimes too. Don't get it twisted. All right? But investors come in. We want a cash flow in the property. That's what we're looking for. A 50-year rate in place, lower monthly payment, higher rents in the area. We let that money just ride. Yeah, we paying interest to them. Yeah, okay, I got you. Like, Leon, you know how much money that is? That's a 1.5 in interest. Dude, listen, you got into the house for little or nothing. You got 50 years. Your rate is going to stay the freaking same. And if it drops, you can go lower. You can refinance for something lower. You can refinance to that 15, that 20, that 30 if it drops, okay? And you're so concerned about that. Okay, so concerned. But at the end of the day, It's about what goes into your pocket each month, each year. It's about the expenses to maintain that asset. And this may be a good way. I can see somebody getting into this 50 year saying something happens and then they need to hop out of the 50 year. Now I'm gonna keep it moving because I ain't even get started yet, and I got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. But don't let them deceive you, man. This 50-year rate it's not for everybody, but it can be for you if you plot it and you plan it out right. Okay? Don't let the fear get you. Just know how to exit. Because like I said, I dealt with a lot of investors, and going back to it, I know I didn't touch on this and go deeper into this. They don't know how to plan or have an exit strategy. They don't know. They have one exit strategy, which is to sell it. No, you need to have 2 to 3 exit strategies. How do I sell it? How do I lease it? How do I pad it? How do I put it on split pad? Now, talking about Airbnb splitting, I'm going to stop for a second and talk about Live Free, Give Hope. That's what you see scrolling on the top, 12monthfreerent.com. This is a program that they're running a sweepstakes and giving away a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house in the state, apartment in the state of, in Georgia, in Atlanta, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, utilities covered, flat screen TVs, fully furnished. You enter the sweepstakes. You got 600 ways to enter into the sweepstakes. If you win, somebody said, what happens to the other 99 people? Man, stop crying. It's a sweepstakes. You get it for free. You can get in for free. And if you get in and you say, I want to do all 600 entries, you can do you can buy bonus merch. This is my Live Free, Give Hope beanie. It came in this weekend. I opened it up, man. Look at that. This is actually the premium one. This is the keys. These are the keys, okay? But you got these you can buy this. I think I paid, well, I can't tell you mine. I got a special rate. I'm an affiliate. I refer you guys. I'm an ambassador. I tell you guys about it. My rate is different. But if you got on there, I think they're going for $15 or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go to the website, put it in the comment if I'm wrong. But that'll give you 15 entries. 15 entries. Now, I can tell you this. For some of y'all that y'all so sedity, y'all like, that's the scam. Somebody gonna do it. He gonna give it away. And I've already spoken to the owner of this property. And I've worked with him before. He's gonna give it away. Whether it's $10 or $10,000. Some of you guys are gonna get it, and it's gonna ring a bell, some aren't. Some of you are gonna be so skeptical. What am I gonna do with an apartment? I got a house. Bro, sis, listen, sir, kindly. You need cash flow going into 2026. A fully furnished house, you can split pad, you can do a pad split on, or you can do Airbnb on, get them in, get them out, fully furnished. The bread, what I'm saying, the full price of this is $17,500. So you do the math. You can take it or not. I ain't gonna push it on people, but one thing I will tell you, that New Year's Eve, somebody gonna be a winner. And the person, it's not gonna be a person that's skeptical like some of y'all. But it's gonna take us doing it. He's gonna do it, knock it out, do pictures and poses, and put it on Facebook. He's gonna push it out there in a campaign, and y'all gonna be, oh, I should have did it. I didn't. I could have entered. The lack of imagination and the screaming, the voices that I hear about lack, about just not having money and being in that place of distress. And I'm telling you about another way to build an extra stream of income, 12monthfreerent.com, at least for a year. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. And we're going next to Mr. Zohran Mamdani. Okay? New York's new mayor. Hey guys, I'm going to do justice to this because the fact is I've seen this clip before, but I didn't see the entire clip before. And some people are messing with your mind, showing you part clip, the part of the clip. And then they're running, you see what he said? I'm going to do justice as a fairness because I know I got some socialists that listen to me. Y'all in my comments, y'all DM me, y'all on the video on YouTube talking about, hey, Socialism. You don't really know what it is. Imagine this. Imagine that. Blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about socialism at a later time. But let's see this full clip of what Zoran Mandavi is talking about. Full clip. Now, it's a minute something long. Just chill out. And I'm going to tell you my real take on this when I'm done from 18 years in the biz.
I'm standing here on West 83rd Street in front of a building owned by one of the worst landlords in New York City. It has racked up hundreds of code violations. After years of neglect and ongoing pressure from tenants, the city finally stepped in and sued the landlord. But even that didn't fix these issues. We are talking about a lack of heat, a lack of hot water, and instead, leaks, rats, a literal beehive in the wall. Housing isn't just more expensive than ever, it's falling apart. But what's Mayor Adams doing about this? The same thing as his real estate donors. Nothing. That's why I'm announcing a plan to overhaul the mayor's office to protect tenants, bringing code enforcement under one roof and making sure that agencies are working together to hold bad landlords accountable. Starting on day one, we will expand the city's special enforcement programs, doubling fines for hazardous violations and tripling them for conditions that are immediately dangerous. And when a really bad landlord, like this guy, refuses to fix it, the city's gonna step in, make the repairs, and send them the bill. If that doesn't work, the city's taking over the building. We're putting the worst landlords out of business. And we're going to transform 311 by bringing the latest in cutting-edge technology. Scheduling appointments with inspectors so you actually know when they're showing up to your apartment. And the best part? You're gonna pay for this! But actually, bad landlords are gonna pay for this. We're going to fund this expanded enforcement in the most obvious way, by actually collecting the fines and enforcing the violations the Adams administration has spent 4 years ignoring. Everybody says housing's a human right. Let's start acting like it.
Hey, man, you can't put anything past this guy when it comes to his charisma being used to to push his message or his agenda. So let's talk real quick about what he's proposing. And that's New York. I'm in Atlanta, but I'm going to tell you, rent caps are spoken about in every major metropolitan. Don't get it twisted. They're doing it in LA, they're doing it in San Francisco, and they're definitely doing it in New York. But the problem that they're having, and they're not telling you, is that when you cap the rent, you make it where the owner can't cash flow. And when owners can't cash flow, I'm going to tell you what I told my kids growing up. You get what you get. Don't pitch a fit. That's the truth. When owners can't cash flow, who wins? You think the tenants win, and then you make commercials like this talking about beehives in a wall, talking about things, apartments falling apart. When you don't allow capitalism to do its thing, when you don't allow them to, when you put caps on it, see, the whole city's capped. That's the thing. And you wonder why the buildings inside are deteriorating and going to pieces and things falling apart. Negroes ain't got money, okay? them cats ain't got money. They ain't got no money. They don't have any cash to do what needs to be done, to put money in their pocket and fix what needs to be fixed. I know. You're like, Leon, but the rent's too high. Bro, that's what happens when you move to a metropolitan like that. So many people. It's not designed for everybody to live in it. It's not. And y'all like, oh, what do you mean? They got to have people serving them. What about the bodega? Yeah, that's true. They got to. And do you think that if the rents are more, businesses can't find people to work, that means they have to pay them more because they don't want to come there and pay that high rent. Now New York slowly begins to be that place that it is freaking expensive to live in, but people make a bunch of good money there and they have good housing there. And then you're always going to have the knuckleheads like that. And I agree, that aren't going to fix nothing. This is not a fix for everybody. It's only a fix for some of them, not everybody. But those knuckleheads will have no choice but to sell that building and do something else. Okay? Now, did you notice at the end of that? He's planning on coming for your property if you don't maintain it. That's what he said. He's planning on taking your property and taking your land through confiscation, confiscating it. Confiscation. My wife, I'm glad she's not watching this. She's gonna get me. But they plan on taking it. They plan on taking it. Some people, and I don't think this is a theory. I believe we're going to see news reports with people talking about their house now or their building or that 15 unit under some type of eminent domain, some type of legal transformation to the city. Yeah. He just wants to add more assets that the city can't even manage underneath its belt. Trust me, he just wants to. That's the thing with socialism. Your stuff is not your stuff, it's everybody's stuff because you worked hard for it. You need to share. you need to turn around and share what you got because in socialism, it's not really yours, it's ours.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Now, owners have been speaking about this. And another owner, this guy has a good idea. I saw this. He has a great idea. How many people will actually do it? How many people will actually follow through on this?
So Mamdani wants to seize all the apartment buildings of landlords who don't comply with whatever he says should be done in New York City. So if you're a landlord in New York City, just listen up. Here's what you need to do. This is real simple. Simple solution. While this guy's in office, 4-6 years, whatever it is, you kick out all your tenants, okay? Take your loss for the rest of the year. Then you sign leases with the federal government and you get to the Department of Defense and you put in the troops and you put in ICE agents in every one of your units and bill the federal government and not take in any of the New York City tenants.
They're going to be there anyway.
Kick them all out, put them out in the street. And lease your apartments to federal agents such as the FBI, troops, and ICE agents. Nothing he can do about it. Absolutely nothing.
Hey, man, I'm going to give props to the content creator on that one right there. It'll be in the comments. He is not wrong because what ends up happening, think about this. You guys already do Section 8 housing. You already put it out there for people in Section 8 to turn around and to lease the place for the government to pay you through that local municipality or federal funds that they use for whatever. Why not take those same places and give it to the federal government? The troops are going to be there anyway. They already have a mandate for the next 4 years. We're going to 3 years now. 4 years, 3 years to be there. And they're going to keep being there, cleaning up the spots. And they can't, some of them can't even go to the hotels and certain places. They have to either stay on federal grounds because you got lunatics right now doing crazy stuff, and we'll talk more about it, shooting at ICE, rolling up on them. So why not? And you guys are like, it's fascist. No. I'm going to tell you, I would rather do this with my building than turn around and have Zoran Mandavi take it away from me. That's it. At least I know if I put something in place, I'm going to cash flow with the federal government, have the money to fix what needs to be fixed. And when they leave, guess what? The building's good to go. And hopefully he's not in power anymore. And people can do. Now, if he's still in power after that happens, my advice to you, bro, is to sell it. That's just my advice to you. Just sell it and run. Sell it and run. Sell it and run. Sell it and get the heck out of Dodge. And if you don't do it, I can guarantee you they're going to take your shit.
Oh, no.
Hey, you're going to run. And when they take it, who you going to complain to? Who you going to complain to? Another owner right here. They obviously have been trying to sit down with this guy to have a conversation. How do I know?
Mr. Mandami, we've been reaching out to you several times. Why are you avoiding me when I say that I want to sit down and discuss your ideas of what you're thinking of doing to New York City. I do represent a lot of landlords. I do represent a lot of landlords and property owners, and also tenants now are coming with me. I have no problem with you, nothing personal here. What is going to happen in New York City for the next 4 years is what my concern is. That are we going to have more buildings being boarded up? Because they are being boarded up, and you know that. And there's nothing you can do about it. Not even the governor could do anything about it. The way you're proposing to fix this mess, no, I need to sit with you. Just to know that how many more buildings are going to get boarded up, how many more apartments we're not going to have. And I'm doing this video for a reason. You can see my people's reached out to you guys already numerous times. I won't mention names. You're not going to speak to me differently because I am going through it. When I talk about tenants, and I talk about marshals, and I talk about the court systems, and I talk about everything else that you have control over. Because I know the court systems are not yours, that's state. I'm well aware of all of this that goes on. And again, I'm going to tell you, like I told your people, it's going to be unscripted. There'll be no script. You're not going to get questions. No. I think this is what the public wants to hear, exact questions that I'm going to give you and answers that you're going to answer back, unscripted. Let's try that for once. And let your people get back to me, that we can get this and we can meet. I have no problem with you. Nothing personal here. It's called business.
Don't talk to a socialist about business. They don't even know what it is. They know. Don't talk to a socialist about business. They have no idea what it is. Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Somebody gets it. Somebody gets it. Somebody gets it. Somebody. Honestly, these conversations have been, they're having these conversations. They're trying to reach out to him, and he is definitely not replying back. Okay. All of this scripted TikTok, we're going to come in and do this and do that. He's telling you what they're going to do when he gets started. And he didn't sit down and talk to any of the owners, any of the landlords, not even their, because you know, every city has a committee, a group of landlords. You can join that. And New York has a lot of different groups, organizations that you can join for your voice to be heard. And I'm pretty sure he hasn't spoken to him because this guy is like, hey, we need to have a conversation. He said, I'll talk to you after I take your Oh, New York, New York, New York. I tell you, interesting, New York. But you know, you can't go anywhere without having Grant Cardone say something about the situation. Grant, I like Grant Cardone. Honestly, I do. Okay. He does something which I think a lot of investors don't do. And then they get mad and they hate at him. He knows how to promote himself. And you guys don't even recognize you want to make the bag. The bag starts with creating, promoting what you create, delivering on what you create, and then you get the bag. And Grant understands it better than anybody, regardless of whatever y'all say. Oh, you ready this and that. I don't care. Listen, he came from the gutter. Grant came from the gutter. Grant came from the gutter. He lets you know. And he liked the brothers, okay? But that's neither here nor there. What does Grant have to say about this? Because
I would never own anything here. I wouldn't own New York. New York just passed a bill. You can't raise the rent there. So a guy 2 months ago bought a piece of property in New York City. He says, I'm going to come back in and spend $25 million to fix this and raise the rents. He already closed on it.
Yeah.
He already told everybody what he's going to do. They're like, you can't raise the rents. That piece of property will go back to the bank. We only buy properties that are 90% occupied or better, that we get a check the next month. And we only buy in warm states.
Interesting.
Where there's a tax benefit and positive job growth.
Only warm states, though.
Yeah.
So you won't buy in Boise.
No.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because they're going to leave Boise sooner or later.
Okay.
you can come to Georgia if you want to. We definitely got some stuff for you to buy. Atlanta is wide open, trust me.
80 million baby boomers that are going to get old.
Yeah.
When you're old, you don't stay in the cold.
Right. Yeah.
And you got millennials that are just going to go where the jobs are, and that's not where the jobs are. You got 150 million people for the first time in the United States that will be renters. Not because they have to, but because they want to be mobile.
Right.
Older people, the baby boomers, they've already owned a home.
Uh-huh.
You guys own a home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know it's not a dream.
tell you something. It was a pull on me to buy a house. My wife needed it. We got to have the kids somewhere. I get it. You got to have that stability. If I didn't have to do it again, honestly, I wouldn't own a home, but I would own a bunch of more freaking real estate. More freaking than I got right now. A lot more. Okay? I've bought and sold so much crap, man. But at the end of the day, real estate, he said it. I wouldn't buy crap in New York. If you're in New York and you're seeing this, come on down to Georgia, DM me, message me, email me. All the info's in the bio. Okay. We got some deals down here. We get deals all the time. Multi-family deals. I got a multi-family deal 4-unit right now for $510,000. And I also got a duplex right now for about $239,000. And if you want to get hold of that and you in New York, just go ahead and DM me and I'll get that over to you. But I can tell you right now, your money will go a lot further down here than it would up there, bro. A whole lot more further. Whole lot more. Now let's move on to the next one. Whoa. This one is something else. Chill.
Overseas now, and US President Donald Trump has vowed to give most Americans a $2,000 payment as a tariff dividend. It follows doubts raised by the Supreme Court over the legality of the president's authority to impose sweeping tariffs on most nations. He made the promise on Truth Social overnight, declaring people that are against tariffs are fools.
He is right. The concept of the tariff has left, and he's bringing it back, and he's cutting you a check after he brought it back. And I don't know why we having this conversation, but we are having this conversation. So I'm going to continue playing it because it's my show.
And now the richest, most respected country in the world, a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. President Trump has not clarified when people will receive those payments. The US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the tariff dividends could come in the form of tax cuts.
Real talk. At least, I say at the very least, he's talking about giving some of that money back. At least. Now, I don't want none of y'all jumping in my DMs, talking all this smack. Yeah, that he makes a bunch of money. Stop hating. Stop hating and go create something. Stop hating and go create something, please. I already told you to go do it. Because the reality of it is creators actually run the show right now. They actually run the show. The screamers don't get nothing. Actually, matter of fact, they get their wallets opened up and dished out. Speaking about creating, speaking about tariffs, speaking about cash. Man, Legacy Peak. If you're in the market right now, you're dealing with a property that you've done a fix and flip on and you need to convert it into something solid. Or if you want to buy another piece of property and you want to scale your portfolio, this is the product for you, okay? 0 points on your loan when you close with Legacy Peak Funding. Legacy Peak Capital. 0 points on your loan, okay? 0 points. You can close faster. You can scale faster. Traditional people loans will have you at 1 to 3%. I said it, and I'll tell the story again. I've had a client, multiple clients, who decided to buy property using their second home because the rate, getting a second home mortgage, simply because the rates were better. What they lost was the fact that they were going to have an asset put under their LLC. By the time they closed, they could not. They could turn and transfer it into it, but guess what? You don't have to do that. That means you can come in owning the property under your LLC. You've got cash flow already going into the bank account for the LLC. You can go and get a debt or loan. You can establish debt or get a loan from the nearest bank saying, hey, this is my profit and loss. This is my income and expense for this asset, for this business. Give me more money and scale your business. Go get your credit cards that you need to do your business. Go get those things. Do it with a DSCR loan simply because it is a commercial loan. This is how you build smart. This is how you build smart. 0 points when it comes to closing it. Don't say I didn't tell you it. Go do whatever else you want to do after that. And And if you decide, hey, Leon, I don't really want that. I just want to get some money to get stuff. I just want to start somewhere. I just need cash to open that bakery, to buy that piece of land that you can't get finance for. Guess what? Legacy Peak also has an unsecured funding program. You can get a loan, unsecured loan up to $500,000 with terms 3, 5, and 7-year terms, starting as low as 5%. You can't beat it. I've put people in this already. They've loved it. I can't tell you, but so much about it. You got to experience it, and you get that money. You get approved within 24 to 48 hours. You get that money when you go through your first round. You can have that money. If you do it on a Tuesday before 12, you may have that money in your bank account before 5. First thing in the morning when you wake up. Some of y'all ain't listen, but it's Legacy Peak Capital. Great people to work with. I tell you, I'm an affiliate. I'm also an associate broker. I told you I like the loan money. Now let's talk about something interesting. Let's talk about what these strippers are going through over at Magic City. Because y'all can't be treating these strippers like this. Y'all cannot be treating these strippers like this over at Magic City. This is disrespectful. And it's disrespectful because you're coming after their money. And I'm not going to play this whole thing, of course, because of copyright issues. But we're going to speed through it because this economy is affecting strippers. And they going into the club and taking their money.
They're known around the world for making it clap.
If I come to work, it's going to be a good night.
But now they're clapping back.
There's $25,000 on the ground, and you're telling me that I'm not getting a dime of my money?
Magic City in it.
Whoa, I got to do something on that. Oh, no. Oh, damn, 25K on the ground.
Atlanta, people come for the wings and the dancers, but behind the pole,
I call him a in-house pimp.
Claims of illegal activity.
That's greed.
Dancers so afraid to speak to us that we had to hide their identity. They say the club forced them to pay to work, then stripped them of the money they made.
Subsidizing other people's paycheck is illegal.
But in a Shade Room exclusive, Magic City says,
So these are disgruntled employees. They're biting the hand that feeds them.
I'm Justin Carter, and this is TSR Investigates. But before we get into it, roommates, for more TSR...
Whoa. Yeah. You need to take your hands out the pockets of the strippers. You need to.
Own clientele who followed me from club to club, throwing money, supporting me in every way. And then I had ran into this, I call him a in-house pimp.
The lawsuit spelling it all out. Quote, Baller took a portion of the tips that Hale earned during 2 or 3 of the shifts that she worked each week. And that Magic City was in part, quote, aware of and or approved of Baller's confiscating of the tips of Hale and other dancers, confiscating tens of thousands of dollars. It goes on to say that Magic City compensated her at an hourly rate of $2.13 per hour plus tips, violating the Fair Labor Standards.
Oh. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, no. You're not giving this stripper $2.50. Oh, no. How the hell you do that to the stripper? Oh, no. To be serious, okay? These women are working very, very hard in the attention business. Atlanta's known for a couple things. The stripper community, the stripper life, the strip club is one of the things that Atlanta's been known for, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, don't you dare go messing with the stripper life over here.
Act that, quote, requires a rate of at least $7.25 per hour for every hour worked in a work week. Here's where it gets tricky, though. According to the Department of Labor, an employer of a tipped employee is only required to pay $2.13 an hour in direct wages if that amount plus the tips received equals at least the federal minimum wage for each hour worked. If not, the employer must make up the difference.
Every time I brought something to somebody's attention about how this is wrong, I'm now being mistreated. I'm now having issues at work. I'm now having money taken from me. I'm now being charged $300 house fees when it's like most of the other girls are paying $100, $150. It gets to me, oh, $300.
The lawsuit, it continues that Hale was allegedly required to share her tips with employees who did not customarily and regularly receive tips, kickbacks to the DJ, security, and also house fees of a.
Okay, so if you haven't seen, there is a great video, a great documentary to watch on Stars, okay? And the documentary has to do with Magic City. It's literally called Magic City. That's the documentary. Go watch the documentary. This is not the first time Magic City has dealt with that situation of taking money from strippers, taking money from the girls, charging them fees that they aren't supposed to charge. I'm telling you guys, if you keep messing around with these strippers, they sued him for $1 million, Magic City, and they made money off of that thing. And you know what? I ain't even mad at him. I ain't mad at him at all. Now, this lawsuit originated in April, and it's going to continue. These girls aren't playing. They know they've won already, having to do with the way that they handled them and their money, and they win again. Now, I'm going to tell you, when they make it rain, they make it rain, okay? I don't frequent these establishments anymore, but I've done it before. Yes, I've done. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can look at me like, you're a Christian. I've done it before in my past, okay? Frequently these establishments and seeing the rain drop down like it's BMF days, okay? And real talk, when you see tens, when you see thousands on the floor like that, which these guys, they obviously see it. And when times get hard, all they trying to do is pimp the help. They trying to pull the pockets. They trying to get down and tap their pockets. They trying to do that. Bad business. Bad business. This is the first way to shut down your business, your establishment. You think this isn't going to spread? You think they don't have people that care about them that come in and give them the money and be like, girl, you ain't get that G I spent on you? Oh, no, I'm about to go see Mr. Magic. This is real talk. This is real talk. I'm telling you. And listen up. Listen. Hey, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. I'm telling you, because these strippers coming. They not playing. And they're going to use these federal laws. And you're in Atlanta, and you know this very liberal city. They're going to come after you. You know that already. This is Atlanta.
Concerns on social media.
Subsidizing other people's paycheck is illegal. And that's what is happening here. But it's also extremely common, having to pay to work. And sometimes, in lesser clubs and lesser performers, than Gorgeous Doll, people may actually lose money. They'll pay $200 in fees to work that day. And if it's a slow day, they may have worked for nothing or minus money.
This is my story, but there's so many girls with the same story. They're just scared to come and say anything.
And if you get on his bad side, it's hard to make money.
One former dancer, though, did agree to sit down with us with a promise that we'd alter her voice and wouldn't reveal her identity. She worked at Magic City for 6 months and said that she had to give money to Baller almost every shift.
No club that I've ever worked at here in Atlanta or even where I'm from has ever made me pay a third party just to be in a section.
So this guy's a third party. He's just a dude showing up at the club and telling the dancers, pay me, or you got to pay, you got to come out, this is a tax. And Magic City is allowing it to happen. Do you think they're not getting a cut on the back end? Bro, they're getting cuts. Don't get it twisted. They're getting a cut on the back end. And they're getting a cut on the back end. And all that clapping, they need to get their money for all that clapping. I'm telling you right now. They need to get their money for all that clapping. If you got $1 from them in the past, all I say is
congratulations, well done.
You're probably going to give them $1,999,999 more. because they coming for you. You breaking all these laws on them. And listen, guys, it really sucks. And I had to pull this because I'm looking at this. I'm like, this can't be. In a recession, almost like a recession, high inflation, you're going after the strippers? You going after the strippers?
How much was the most you've probably ever given him?
The most I've given him was maybe $800. A lot of people have these pre-notions that strippers are like prostitutes and stuff like that, and we're really not. It's a lot of us that's really working to provide for our families. It's not fair to us.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's some prostitution going up there. Trust me, it is. Not all of them, but it's some going on there. Okay, and don't let them fool you in that.
You know, we're the ones that have to put these shoes on and take our clothes off and literally be naked, and then still have to give a large portion of our money. That's greed.
Now, we did check the federal database and found similar lawsuits claiming the same thing, including from Raquel Moore and several other women who say not only did Magic City fail to pay overtime when they worked over 40 hours per week, quote, while working at Magic City, defendants required me to pay sales every shift, which meant I had to pay a portion of my tips directly to DJs, house moms, front desk employees, and other people who did not receive tips from Magic City's customers.
So a bad economy doesn't mean you tap the strippers, okay? That doesn't mean it. In a bad economy, you got to be creative. You got to go find something else to do. And I feel for them. I feel for them. I really do. I threw it out there because I feel for them, okay? I really do feel for them. I really do feel for them. And I bet it's going to be a bunch of picketing at Magic City this weekend. Man, I'm laughing, but it's no joke. Listen, okay, that's a lot of hard work to do, man, and everybody should get their money, especially when you're rendering such a high level of service.
Let's begin with Madeline Rivera live from Washington with the latest on when we can expect this shutdown to officially end. Maddie, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Well, the vote the Senate took overnight is the first step in a series of procedural maneuvers. And of course, the House will have to vote on the package, too. So it will take a few more days before the government reopens. But Sunday's vote was the first clear sign that a bipartisan deal had been reached after a roughly 40-day stalemate. The Senate voted 60-40 to back a revamped GOP funding bill that would keep the government open until the end of January. 8 Democrats joined Republicans to pass the bill, including Senate Minority Whip Dick Durbin, Senators Tim Kaine, Catherine Cortez Masto, and Jackie Rosen, among others.
Hey, if that is your congressman or congresswoman up there, you need to call him and say thank you. Because nobody else in the Democratic Party is coming off. They believe that they're right and they don't care about you. And the craziest part is this has to do with mostly healthcare issues than anything else. That's the craziest part. And where money's going that's not supposed to be going there. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part. Will this thing come to an end? It looks like it's about to end. Thank you for caring about the people and saying, hey, we're going to negotiate something. Because thank you.
Beginning to show and fight for Americans across the country. Let me just say this, with the government open, we can focus on passing a full bipartisan budget for 2026.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues are satisfied with this agreement, but waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome. So let me be clear. No one in the Senate chamber wants to extend the ACA tax credits more than I do.
I joined this group to make sure that we could get important protections for federal employees. And what we have in this bill is the restoration of all the furloughed employees and a guarantee of their back pay.
So despite them touting what they did get, these Dems are facing criticism from their party because the package does not include a deal on Obamacare subsidies. It only includes a guarantee on a vote for the tax credits, far from what progressives and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer had pushed for.
Tonight.
So somebody's negotiating. Trump is the negotiator. Let's see what they can bring out of it. At the end of the day, this has to do with, and I keep saying this has a lot to do with Obamacare, which is a freaking broken system already. It's already broken. It's more expensive than they lead you to tell you. It doesn't do what it needs to be done. I know when it rolled out, it was something that we had to look at. I'm in business by myself, self-employed, raising a family. I got to get health insurance. Obamacare is there. It's not what you think it is. It is very expensive. Very, very expensive. Very. And y'all held up the government for this.
What was the point of the shutdown, You niggas was loud and wrong, and when you couldn't get people to do what you wanted, you caved. Y'all were loud and wrong. Y'all still trying to get these subsidies for the Affordable Health Care Act to make healthcare affordable. The shit was never affordable under Obamacare. And Obama's getting he's getting millions of dollars in kickbacks every single year because y'all tricking people into signing up for Obamacare. It doesn't make healthcare affordable. It gives billions of dollars to healthcare companies so they can charge a little bit less to you, so they don't lose money, so the taxpayers are going to pay them directly. And your healthcare isn't even that affordable. You still paying a whole car note, an expensive car note, every month just to get healthcare. And
my healthcare back when this first came out, when I was a part of it, you're talking about $1,300 to $1,500 a month. It didn't make any sense. He's not lying. He's on point.
Then you get billed by the doctor. Then you get billed by everything that insurance don't cover. Insurance is a scam. And y'all be saying shit like eat the rich unless the rich is a Democrat. Do you know Nancy Pelosi got a net worth of like $700 million?
It's crazy, right? People with net worth of $700 and something million or $500 million. They're trying to figure out health insurance for you. And they're fighting for you. For you. For you. We've had a hold up because of healthcare, and it wasn't just a healthcare issue. It ran deeper than that. Don't act like it is. It ran a lot deeper than that.
Illegal immigrants are not the reason why our healthcare system is broken.
Yeah, it's not deflection at all. In fact, I brought receipts. So here's the CMS, the Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services, right here with their press release earlier this year saying they were having to increase their oversight on states like California who were abusing Medicaid and classifying it as an EUSA, an emergency system.
Look at her face. She's like, what do I say to that? What do you say?
It wasn't. You've got the average state spends 5% of its Medicaid roughly on emergency services. California, 35 to 40%. Why would that be? Because California passed a state law that says we will fund Medicaid for illegals, and then, oh, by the way, we'll raise our provider taxes, and then, oh, by the way, we'll use that as a match to draw down federal funds. And they're using this whole cavitation process.
An accounting trick to put it on the taxpayer.
Money is fungible, and California's loophole is abusing it.
Listen, and we...
All right, back from CNN. Ooh, that was a lively one. And they hate it when you bring receipts.
Whoa. You see that? California. Oh, man, the Republic of California. You guys out there, you guys some special. Nowhere like California. Nowhere. See, if we can't give the money to illegals, we're going to hold this government opening up thing. You're just not going to open it up if we can't give the money to illegals. That's really what they're saying. And I know some people don't want, if you're an illegal alien and you're here, you should be taken care of when it comes to your health insurance. God, that's why they came, because it's free here. They would get free in their country if the country had money to actually give them free, or if their free was actually anything worth getting free. Be mad. You should be very upset. You should be very mad. Yeah, you want to point and say, oh, the Republicans did this. honestly pull money from it. They should be doing some level of audit where they can audit everyone on it and find out who's not supposed to be there. But they don't want that to happen. What they don't understand by doing this, you got 3 years left to go. You think this guy's not going to put an audit together which goes right through healthcare and finds out person by person, should you even have Obamacare? Is it something you have a right to? Now, the left believes once you come into our country, we're responsible for taking care of you. That's interesting. Does that mean once you come into my house, I'm responsible for feeding you? What about you broke into my shit? I still gotta feed you? Nah. The math isn't mathing. It makes no sense at all. Say the problem, stop dressing it up, hiding it, and putting the money somewhere else. But this is what they do. And you guys vote them into office. Yes, you vote them into office. They're your best friends. I mean, yeah, you figured this is how you're going to get it done. This is how you're going to get it done, right? You don't get it done like that. And you think that I'm tripping. I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not. I want to go right to this story right here. I know I'm not tripping because this is a healthcare provider, a doctor telling you.
Clearly, we are at a moment where we need to start having serious conversations and honest conversations about healthcare. As you all know, the government is shut down because of this. And while I appreciate the Democratic stance to try to fight for people to have affordable care, I don't know that I can really stand behind this. This may seem like a very unpopular opinion, and I understand what the Democrats are trying to do. They're trying to say, hey, if we take away these subsidies, people aren't going to have access to affordable care. My take is that the care was never affordable to begin with, and this fight is a fight to preserve a system that's been failing for years. I'm Dr. Cook of Solderick Primary Care, and if you all follow me, you know that I have...
Oh, man. Listen, she actually said it, and because some of y'all living in denial. For whatever reason, you think that this system is still working when it comes to this affordable healthcare thing. You not realize that Obama got a legacy, and you guys love him, the first black president. Oh my gosh, Lord, your worship at his feet. At the end of the day, it's a broken system. It's been broken. When you turn around and give free shit to people like that, it's been broke. And it's not about giving free shit to people. I think it's more or less about giving free shit to everybody that's not even supposed to get it. They ain't supposed to get it. Why the hell are you giving it to them? But this is how it runs. This is how things play out. This is what being a Democrat is about. See, what a lot of people forget, this is a rainbow coalition. This is a This is an umbrella, okay? I'm gonna change Rainbow Coalition. Don't come after me. This is an umbrella that composes people that have different agendas. Everybody has something different that they're looking to achieve for their constituents. That's why you could put people who advocate for illegal immigrants in there. That's why you could put Muslims in there. That's why you could turn around and put... It doesn't matter. I would say that's why you could turn around and put all these people stacked, LGBTQ, gay rights. You could put all that on top. Everybody can get in on this, okay? Even Gavin Newsom, who the hell knows what he is, okay? And then you got this tug of war going on you guys' side, on the left. You got a lot of that going on. Now, there's tug of war on the right. Don't get it twisted. We'll talk about that down the line with Nick Fuentes and that rise that's taking place. But on the left, how can we neglect our illegal immigrants? How can we? And this is why things don't get done. This is why. Because you don't even put Americans first. You don't even put Americans first at all. You don't. You don't put the grandma or the family that's paid into the system. You don't put it first. You don't care about them, really. You really care about people that are visiting and coming to our country and staying. That's what you, or just jumping in and breaking into the shit. That's it. I mean, imagine somebody tells you, you got to feed the people that break into your house with the shit in your fridge. How many of y'all gonna do it? Just like you guys, just like you wouldn't want the walls of your house to come down. Hey, man, the wall, I'm gonna build a wall. And y'all like, can't build a wall. So when we sit down and we talk about it, this is somebody on this. I'll let it finish.
Stepped outside of traditional healthcare to offer high quality primary care for my patients, and I no longer take insurance. My practice has been growing, and we do that for our patients at a fee of about $150 a month. We're able to give high quality primary care. And if we're doing healthcare right in this country, we really need to start with primary care. The hard conversation we have to ask is the ACA really working? And y'all know, I don't want to say nothing bad about Obama because that's my boy, but there was a lot of great things that happened from the ACA, but there was a lot of terrible things that caused huge inflations in healthcare pricing and unfortunately lack of choice in care. And the problem with it is it's forced everybody to have Cadillac level plans that really give the appearance of insurance and not true coverage. And what do I mean by that? I'm speaking to all of you who are fully covered but have been denied some type of care this year, denied medication, denied a study, had to pay a huge copay that you weren't expecting. Like, this is not an affordable system. And so while, yes, I appreciate the fight to put healthcare at the forefront, preserving this system is not the right way to do it. So honestly, I feel like we just got to let it go, right? Like, if we drop these subsidies, we need to find a way. What's going to happen is doctors are going to step up, nurses are going to step up. We are going to find more affordable ways to deliver care that get these middlemen and that get these insurance companies out of the way. If you...
Yep. Don't chill out. I know some of y'all want to come at Trump. He did this, he did that, blah, blah, blah. Just let the derangement go. Let the bitterness and the anger go. Let the frustration go. Look at it for what it is. Look at the numbers for what they are. Everybody's health care went up when Obama rolled that out. I'm telling you, everybody's health care went up. The quality didn't go up. The cost went up. Costs went up. So you need to be emailing, calling, protesting your local representative that decided they wanted to vote against opening, knowing that this is a broken system that they're fighting for, and it's not servicing the people based on how it should be. Now you're going to say, Leon, do you believe that we should provide health care to the people? I believe we take so much damn money from the citizens. Yeah, you probably should. I'm a believer that it's the responsibility of people to take care of people, not to be reliant on the government to actually do that. But since we're in a space right now where you're taxing the hell out of us, at least put the money where it should work. But what do we know? We're only the people you're taking the money from. That's it. That's it. And when it comes time to make money, what do we know? You're using our shit. You know, what do we know? What do we know? Her constituents specifically need to, some of y'all need to be flogged. Do you feel happy with this? Right here, listen to this.
Nancy Pelosi reportedly raking in more than $130 million in profits from trading stocks during her 37 years in Congress. That's according to a new report by the New York Post. The former House Speaker saw a whopping return of nearly 17,000% while in office, outperforming the Dow. Before taking office in 1987, a financial forum showed California Democrat and her husband reporting up to $785,000 worth of stocks in their portfolio. The report comes days after the 85-year-old announced she won't be seeking re-election.
This is the kind of stuff that makes people just hate government, hate politicians. It's disgusting. And I don't know why she just walks away from it with nothing happening to her. That's clearly inside information. There's no way she's that smart.
Apparently, it is a very, very profitable business to be in, politics.
Yeah.
Oh, you think? You think? But what do we know? I mean, she's probably one of the best traders that's out there. She's probably a great trader, and you guys are probably being unfair to her because she trades. She knows how to recognize when the market is shifting. She can definitely tell when things are going like she definitely trades with the curve. She's not fighting the curve. She's not going against it. Matter of fact, she should be teaching Warren Buffett on how to trade. That's what she should be doing. Where is Buffett at? He should be learning from her. She's the greatest political trader of all time. Political trader of all time. Excuse the pun, you know? Political trader of all time, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, when we have these conversations and there is no, but when we hold up our government from opening, and this is a topic that's on the table, our congressmen, our senators not being able to inside, they shouldn't be allowed to trade, period. They shouldn't even be allowed to put money in their, they should be, I was, at one time I was saying, I thought that they should not even be allowed to buy stock. Yeah, to buy stock. But then I realized that some people like her, they're going to be in this system. That's what they do. They know how to get into systems and stay in it, manipulate it, use it for whatever they got to use it for. So, and I'm kind of twisted. I'm kind of torn between it, because if you're going to save for retirement, yeah, you're going to put your money in a Fidelity fund, in a 401k, in some type of savings vehicle, right? And it's going to be used to buy stock. But there's something about trading it. Because at the beginning, I didn't believe they should be allowed to buy stock anyway. Mutual funds is probably where they should be at. ETFs, yeah. Individual stock, no. They're too shady. You really don't realize that the people you elect into office, after they've sat at the hill and been contaminated by the people there, they're shady, bro. They turn shady. They turn more about themselves than you. See, it's not about capitalism or socialism. It's about the heart of the man. That's all it's about. And because you can get people, and I do believe there are people that truly believe they have good hearts. They would probably be not the A type. I would say they probably would, be the type that looks out for everybody. But that can be corrupted too. That can definitely be corrupted. Because you keep relying on man to do the right shit. You keep relying on them to do you right. And why not? Because you put them in office. Oh, no. So you would expect that they would actually do right by you. Somebody go check out AOC's net worth recently. Now y'all say, what about Trump? What about Trump? I hear that screaming in the background. Listen, guys. You try coming back from $900 million in debt, filing bankruptcy multiple times, to being a multi-billionaire. You gotta say it. One lady said, oh, well, why you ain't talking about Trump? Because he got balls, bro. Girl, he got balls. What Trump did was he took the concept of buying these large buildings in New York. His family owned real estate, right? And I heard someone tell me, I had another DM. I get all these crazy little DMs and comments. Y'all funny. Keep on. I gives two shit what you got to say. Because at the end of the day, yeah, his family gave him money, which there's a lot of people who get money inherited from their family. Not 200 million, but some of them get a good, nice chunk. He went into debt 900 million. There's a lot of y'all in the black community specifically. Y'all get money. Y'all inherit some money, a little bit of change, and it's gone. Same thing with him. But not too many of y'all know how to come back from that deficit and change your game. See, you got to give respect where respect is due. You give honor where honor is due. Like, I give respect to Obama. Oh my gosh, dude, he changed the way politics was done when it came to social media, ground game, green, like from the ground up. He did it. So why are you going to give respect there and not give that imbalance is the issue that I have. 900 million in debt. And what he did was he said, I'm going to stop buying real estate and building it like that. Yeah, we'll still do it, but let's focus on our brand. He switched it to marketing. And let's take our name and sell that. That's what a lot of companies, a lot of brand movers do right now. They took that technique and they started doing it. Selling their name. When you buy, some of you guys do white label products, e-commerce, if you're out there and you buy it and you are ordering it from China, dude, it's the reverse. Your name is going on a white label product. They're selling you a product for you to put your name on. He's just finding someone that wants to partner with him and put his name on there. And because you guys keep getting Trump derangement syndrome, yeah, his name grows in value. That his name grows because of the attention you guys give to him. Okay? Right now, politics is all marketing. Don't get it twisted. It is all optics. It is all marketing. You guys can make it and think that you can think what it is. You can say, it's all optics. It's all marketing. Okay? It's all marketing and optics. That's what it is. That's at the wholeness. That's what it is. It's becoming more and more like that because they saw the way how Trump beat the heck out of him, won the game, and dominated. Do you not think that your favorite politicians are sitting back and studying that Trump game? I know Gavin Newsom's doing it. I noticed his podcast / YouTube channel has been growing. I listened to a couple of his first shows. I made some comments. I thought it was good. I said, man, dude, it's about time he starts speaking to people so people can see how much of a clown he is. Okay? But you guys are just neglecting for punishment. You just want him there. Don't know why. He's the most phoniest cat I've seen, man. Just phony, bro. Just really phony. Phony.
Turning back to that breaking news out of Chicago, Customs and Border Protection says agents were shot at while conducting an immigration enforcement operation earlier today. Cameras from our Fox affiliate were there in the aftermath of the shooting. That's the video currently on your screen. There have been weeks of tension in Chicago over the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration, amid a legal battle over whether the White House can send the National Guard there. Former acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey is with us. Jonathan, so a black Jeep apparently speeds by a bunch of ICE officers. Shots are fired and the Jeep speeds off. What's your reaction?
You know, I want to say it would be shocking or something else, but I feel like with all of this rhetoric and all this what's been going on in the last several months with this rhetoric, political rhetoric directed at ICE agents, directed at CBP, it's not surprising that the level of violence against them has risen. And something like this, and even something worse than this, are bound to happen because of the rhetoric. And the unfortunate thing is these ICE agents are simply doing a job that they're required to do. And these politicians are, elevating themselves, their status within the Democratic Party by essentially tacitly supporting this type of activity.
It's a wonder, frankly, that nobody was hurt. ICE agents had to call in local police. Are they allowed or are they not allowed to actually, enforce local law and maybe fire back in a situation like this?
Well, they're certainly allowed to defend themselves and also to arrest somebody doing that, because that would be a federal law violation as well. But it just gets so complicated because you have the locality, of Chicago and Illinois as a whole that are basically fighting against, the governments are fighting against the federal government at every step of the way. So they're really not getting the support that they need. And even the local police probably want to support them, but they're not getting the support from their upper level. So it really is just a bad situation. And again, these agents that are out there, these are moms and dads, brothers, sisters, neighbors of so many people, and they're putting their lives on the line, and they're in fact doing what they're supposed to do. And these politicians, it goes so far beyond irresponsible political rhetoric, what's been going on. And it's sad that we're going to have to be either today or down the road on one of these shows talking about some horrible tragedy that in many respects could be prevented.
Yeah, because
and I'm gonna stop it right there, because he said it. You got parents, moms, dads, somebody's brother, somebody's sister putting on a uniform to go into neighborhoods and pull out the people that aren't supposed to be there. Chicago, the people that are there in those neighborhoods are because your mayor allowed that to happen and continues to allow it to happen. Who is paying him? Tell me, who's paying him? Who has paid this mayor where he believes that this is a good idea? Because it's not affecting the people who have money in the suburbs of Chicago as much as it is affecting the black people who don't have any money in the hoods and the ghettos of Chicago. Illegal immigration doesn't affect the people with money and means and in better neighborhoods as much as it affects the people who do not have means, that live in poor, impoverished neighborhoods. Illegal immigration says to them that we don't care. It tells them, and it's telling you, whether you agree with it or not, we don't care about your property value. We don't care about the safety of your children. We will put you next to people that aren't supposed to be here. And it's not that they're illegal, but it's the fact that we've never done a background check on them also. And we have no idea what they're capable of and what they've done. We haven't background checked them. We did stop them, but we told them to come back for a hearing. And we never enforced when they didn't show. There are great people, good people becoming citizens of this country that came here legally, and they did it the right way. They're not standing up and watching these people walk out of the federal buildings with their citizenship, naturalization paperwork in their hands. They're not doing that. Because if they did that, it would show that you have a ton of people becoming naturalized citizens who care and love the country, who understand it's not a perfect country, but we do understand where we came from. This is better than where we came from. I'm passionate about it because my family came here. We came here legally. I had to study to become a citizen of this country. They had to pay in order for them to go ahead and stay, become a citizen, and go through the whole process. It took time, it took years, but we got it done. By the grace of God, we got it done. And don't put God in it and say, don't you think God wants them to have the same thing? I believe God wants them to have the same thing, good and precious things. But don't you tell me that he authorized them to jump over at the border and get here to do it. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that's the way he operates, that's the way he works, and that's what he cares about. You're lying. You're doing a disservice to the people who pay taxes. They'll say, well, you're going to say, well, they pay taxes, so what? You're doing a disservice to the people who deal with who vote people into office They deal with a lot of issues already in the community. Their parents were slaves here. And I'm going to give you an insight. My parents were slaves here. They left. They went to West Africa, set up the first country established as a democracy in Africa, and then moved back here. Truly, what would you call it? African Americans. And even though I could call myself an African American, I call myself an American because I'm a true African American. First generation. Right off the boat. When I was growing up, they said, "You sound like a white boy." But I paid the price and I served the country. And I'll continue to serve. I was actually looking at a volunteer militia. You're like, oh God. In Georgia, to actually falling under the National Guard. I'm not talking about the backwoods. To actually serve again because I enjoyed doing it. My wife said, no, that season's over. And God said it, yeah, too. And I'm going to go where he wants. But at the end of the day, dude, their parents fought for the North to win. Their parents. And then you talk about anyone and everyone can come in and get health insurance and get money. It does not affect middle income America as it affects lower income America. It affects the ghettos, it affects the hood, it affects those places. And then you have people who don't even look like the people who live there showing up, attacking ICE. You have people who don't even look like the people who live in these communities. Predominantly African American communities, predominantly Latino communities, that people that were born and citizens of this country. Brown. Yeah. When you talk about putting gangbangers from other countries in those communities, and you wonder why they have drive-bys like this. And all you're going to say is, but you forgot that that's an American that non-American, that illegal immigrant tried to kill. Why is this such an issue? Because your politicians tell you it's something you need to get out there and fight for. Because you're so moved with compassion for people, and it's great to be moved with compassion for people. Don't get that twisted. Yeah, I believe in we should take care of people. We should be moved with compassion, but shit has to make sense. It has to make sense. It has to make sense. So what you're telling me is when somebody breaks into your house, you will turn around and feed them, let them take your money, and say goodbye. Say, hey, come again. Matter of fact, stay on the sofa. I'm going to work. And when you come back and all your stuff is gone, how would you feel? Tell me that. You leave a comment. You tell me. How would you feel? How would you feel they walked in and took your shit? How would you feel? I'll be pissed. My grandma's living in South Chicago, and you ninjas who are sitting in office, in the mayor's office, decided that it's okay to now turn around and to allow these people who aren't supposed to be here, who you are really supposed to be working on getting some court date and making sure they stick to it. that they don't disappear, and making it easy for the ones that want to actually show up for court to get a court date, to be there, so they can now plead their case for their asylum. Because I'm not a crazy person, and I don't believe I am a little off the wall sometimes with stuff, but I'm not bona fide crazy. I know that good people come over here escaping financial distress, poverty in their country. I know it's not everybody. Don't get it twisted. But I also know that you got a shitload of them that came here too, and you didn't even do any background checks on them. In Chicago, it's your fault. Oh no. Because you put that clown behind mayor in office. And, all I'm going to say is,
Congratulations, well done.
you're screwing up your city for the people who actually pay and care. The people who live there and have lived there for generations, that are American citizens. You're screwing it up for them. You're screwing it up for them. You're telling them they don't matter. You're telling them their property values don't matter. That's what you're telling them. And then you're turning around and taxing them, increasing the tax rate $1 billion. You're looking for $1 billion from your constituents. $1 billion increase. If you do not fire your mayor, if you re-elect him into office, the same mayor that gives the right to the people that don't belong here to actually vote, and I'll say don't belong here, are here illegally to vote. They didn't come here and check in and do this. No. And this is one immigrant talking about the situation. One naturalized American. Okay? Put me like that. Because I'm not an immigrant. I'm an American. Naturalized. Telling you that what you're doing is you're eroding the fabric of the country. Because you don't want to take the chance to discuss the topics like habeas corpus. You believe habeas corpus belongs to everyone. That everyone should benefit from habeas corpus, even if they got in illegally, whether you call it a misdemeanor or a felony, they still should have the right to it, right? That's what you're saying. No. That's what's reserved for Americans. And because they don't want to talk about it, because they don't want to get down to the gritty of habeas corpus, they extend it to everyone. Nobody wants to redefine it. Nobody wants to put the boundaries on it. Everybody slips in through the crevice. So when you see drive-bys on ICE agents, don't tell me that it's an American doing it. Don't tell me that it's somebody who cares about their country doing it. No. Don't tell me that. Because I may not know who specifically was in the car, but one thing I do know is they do not care about the country. They just want what we have. Period. They just want it. And I can understand why. Because when Trump says there's a lot of shithole countries out here, and some of y'all say, oh, how could he say that? Yeah. I've seen it. I know it to be true. There's a lot of countries where they don't care about the people. So the people have to run, they have to flee. They have to go to places like here. And we've been built on as a country that opens its arms to immigrants. But when they come through the border, when they just storm in, when they don't show up for meetings, when they buck shocks at cops in drive-bys, national people who have families in drive-bys. I say something needs to change. Something needs to be different. Something needs to be rearranged. Something needs to be adjusted. You want the cream of the crop. You want the cream of the crop. And he said, Leon, was your family cream? Yes, 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 yes. My father, engineer, working for Sunoco at the time. He got access to the country. He brought value here. He was helping Sunoco build infrastructure. And he's been doing that for the last 25, 30 years. Hey, man, this is Real Estate Lunchbox. Yeah, I get passionate about your home value, about your block value, about you being able to sell your house that is not gang infested to the point where you can't get the money that you need to be able to put your house on the market and have somebody buy it. Because people clown behind politicians, think that your property value doesn't matter. And what they don't understand is that it matters. You should be building your wealth just like they build their wealth, Nancy Pelosi. You should have a shot at the American dream just like they got a shot at the American dream, Nancy Pelosi. Hey guys, like, subscribe, follow for more content. Yeah, I see you guys on Wednesday, and man, hopefully we have the government open by that time. Because there's a lot of people right now, good government workers, who want to go to work. They don't care about some of the stuff that's being, they just want to put food on the table for their kids. They don't care about some of the crap that they're talking about down there, health care and blah, 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 blah. And y'all want to send the money overseas. It's a lot of good people who work for the government who really should be there, because we do need good people working for the government. And then there's some lousy behind people who lazy as crap, went to school, entitled. They were A students. And so they believe their A student status should direct your money and where it goes and whether you get paid or not and how you get paid and if you get paid. And it sucks. It really does suck, man. It really does suck. Because when you hit 45 days, I'm thinking 60 days. I'm thinking people who got mortgage payments due. I'm thinking people who got to put their kids in through daycare. I'm thinking people who got to put their kids through college. Listen, 2026 will be here in no time. And if this doesn't teach you that you need to create another stream of income, multiple streams of income to get that bag, I don't know what else we got to do. I'm Real Estate Duncan with Leon Duncan. I am Real Estate Lunchbox with Leon Duncan. I'm out.